Today we're going to turn this little man right here into AI art using the power of DALL E3. So here we are on ChatGPT. One thing to note is that you will have to select GPT-4 in order to access DALL E3 for this process. And to get started, just drag and drop an image of the pet or the animal into a new chat window, and then we can add a prompt right here and say, turn this photo of my dog into an artistic drawing, but stay as close as possible to the original photo, and then hit enter, and then we'll have to wait like 10 or 20 seconds for this image to start generating. So here we go. I've actually regenerated this 3 times just so you see a few different examples, because the output can differ. Sometimes you have to try a few times. I quite like this first example, except for, you have these pencils on here, so you'd have to cut this out if you wanted to use it, say for a customer on Etsy or something like that, if you wanted to sell this. But I think that's a good result. And then the second one also looks pretty decent and nice. You can see that the angle is kind of different, but it has definitely taken into consideration a lot of the features from the picture. And the last one is also good. The tan or the color of the dog is not that accurate, but I'm also going to show you a trick to affect one of these outputs and sort of regenerate it in a very similar fashion, just affect a few details. So let's say, for example, with this image, what if we wanted to change the color or the outfit right here to red? What you could actually do is you could say, use the same prompt as the last image and don't modify it whatsoever. Also use the same gen ID, that's to get the same or very, very similar style, but change the outfit to red. And then if we hit enter, it's going to regenerate our last image and hopefully make the change as requested. And there we go. You can see that it's almost the same, not 100%, but the bench is very similar. The leaves in the background, the dog also, if you look at the face here, it is almost identical, just this has changed to red. So in the same sense, you could also reuse that prompt right here, and you could say, make the color of the dog a slightly lighter brown. And if we hit enter again, let's see if it's going to take that into consideration, because this color is quite a bit off the original photo now. And there we go. That's definitely an improvement. Maybe I shouldn't have said slightly, because it took that very seriously. It is only very slightly brighter, but it's going in the right direction. And I think it shows you the process for affecting these outputs without completely changing the style. Obviously, you can try out different styles. You could change this to like a hand-drawn sketch and grayscale. You could do, I don't know, cyberpunk. You can be very creative. I'll show you some more examples of different chats that I had earlier. So this was actually my first result, which I think is a really good output. Then I told it to change this into a hand-drawn sketch and grayscale. It didn't change the harness to grayscale for some reason, but still interesting design right here and cool style to try out as well. Then I used a different image and I said, change this photo to look like my dog is holding a microphone and wearing a sombrero hat. And I think this actually looks a lot like Milo. So I think here the result is pretty impressive. It's not really holding the microphone as I was hoping. I thought it'd be holding it more as if he's singing, but in terms of the accuracy with the face and this actually looking like a photo, I think DALL-E 3 did really well here. Then I turned him into a cyborg as well. This one took a while to generate for some reason, but again, I think nice result. You can still kind of tell that this is Milo in the face. And here we've got a watercolor style drawing instead, which this is quite a bit off the original photo as well, I suppose, but it's still a nice style to try out. And here, that's the first time I tried to change this to red, but it did work in a roundabout way. So definitely some cool ways to sort of modify pre-existing photos that you have. You could do this on Etsy with customers submitting their photos and you turning them into art and then selling them as a print or as a digital file, or you could just do it for personal use if you wanted to, if you want to create something nice for your house perhaps, or a gift for a friend, family member. And just a quick tip as well, these graphics, they don't turn out in very good quality. If you zoom into this, you'll notice it's quite pixelated. So I'll show you a quick tip as well for upscaling these graphics in a very effective way. The first thing is you will have to download them. You can do that with this button, or if you hover over the images, you get an arrow. So just take the ones that you want to upscale, download them, and I'll show you where to do that. So I'm going to use a website called DGB for this. I will have a link to it in the description. You can use it for free. You'll just have to head over to the tools section, click on AI image upscaler, and here you can drag and drop multiple files onto the page and then select an upscaling model depending on what sorts of results you want. I recommend using one of these 6 X upscalers at the bottom because they'll give you the highest quality results. And I do quite like the smooth one over the sharp option. So just select the one you want and then hit submit. Then it'll say tasks added to the queue. The queue can be found over here where it says my files. You'll get an estimate time for how long it takes to upscale these. And then once they're done, you come back to this in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. You can also hit refresh, by the way, and then you'll be able to download them individually or click this button right here to bulk download all of the completed tasks. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a comment down below thanking Milo for being the perfect model. And if you want to see an advanced method for using DALL-E 3 for print on demand, make sure to check out this video next.